Now, welcome to the first in an occasional series of plain old game shows on their home computer variants. Snappy title. First of all, it is the Goliath, that is, Play Your Cards Right, on the Amstrad CPC, represented today by an emulator. So let's get it loaded up. Theme tune, not a bad rendition, but look at Bruce's hair. Fantastic. You can just about see the join between the actual and the synthetic, if indeed it is synthetic. No dolly dealers, so we're straight into it. We'll play against the computer, and you're straight into the game. First question: 100 married women were asked, did your husband forget your last wedding anniversary? Computer goes 51. I think that's a tad high, so we're going to go lower than 51. And was I right? Of course I was right. So if you've never seen Play Your Cards Right before, very simple. You go higher or lower across the board, and if you get them all right, you get a point. 8. So I change that because it's in the middle for a king. You can only change it at the start if you're frozen. Lower than a king is a 5. Higher than a 5, a 7. 7's in the middle. Don't like it, so we'll freeze, and we can come back, hopefully. 100 married men were asked, would you be willing to wear a bleeper so your wife could reach you? These are the kind of questions you'd get in the 80s version. I don't know if they could bring it back today and ask the same. I've gone 54. The computer goes higher, but it's wrong. We'll change that 7. We don't like that. And get another 7. Thanks, Amstrad. Higher than a 7 is a jack. Lower than a jack is a 10. And we win the first point. Yay. 116-year-olds were asked, do you own a pocket calculator? The computer goes 75. I think that's a tad high, especially for the mid-80s, and I was right to go lower. So we start again. Start with a 9. We'll change that, I think. For an ace, which is high, so we'll go lower than an ace is a 9. And lower than a 9 is not an ace, so the computer gets a go here. Start on 10, and they go lower than a 10, which is a 7. Higher than a 7, a king. Lower than a king, a 2. Must be higher than a 2. And it is, it's a queen, so it's 1-all. And this is where the game goes a bit different from the TV version. We'll tell you in a moment. 100 married women were asked, has your husband ever asked you to lose weight? I don't know if I went a bit high with 40. No, I didn't, because the computer went lower, and they were wrong. So I've got a 4, and I've gone higher for a 7. Now on the real version, you would only have to win 3 cards to go through to the big money game at the end. But this version's slightly different. Computer's going to beat me here, because it's got an ace, a 5, an ace, a king, must be lower than a king, and it is a queen. So the computer's beat me 2-1. But we'll watch the computer do the end game. Basically, you had to get, I think, to 2,000 or 4,000 to win the car or whatever, and it's basically the same game, just when you get to the next level you get a bit more money, and you're playing with points, and what the points make, prizes. The interesting thing here is you'd go in 50s or 100s, the computer goes with half of what it's got with odd numbers, because the computer doesn't use rationalism like we do, if that's a word. Anyway, the computer's won 379 points for a final score. To be honest, that's pathetic. I'd have got much higher, but I didn't get through to the final. Let's Play Cards Right on the Amstrad. I quite like it. It's worth giving it a go. It's certainly one of the more easy to pick up and play computer game adaptations of 1980s game shows, and we'll do another one and another point in the future, possibly.